Hey dudes, welcome to Splat from the Past, the only 80s themed horror and sci-fi show where things can get totally radical. Now today, I will be welcoming a character from Return of the Jedi, the Gamorrean Guard himself, Stephen Costantino. He is primarily a musician, and he had one of those happy little accidents that got him to play the Gamorrean Guard in Return of the Jedi. And I'm having him on the show today to talk about that, talk about his music, and promote his upcoming appearance at none other than the Hollywood Show in Burbank, California. And also, I'd like to say happy birthday to a friend of the podcast, Kathy Podwell from Night of the Demons. Happy birthday, Kathy. You don't look a day over 25. You're still a gorgeous lady. I can't wait to have you back on the show real soon. So, here is my interview with Stephen Costantino. Hey, Stephen.
Hi, Tommy. How are you?
I'm great. How are you, sir?
Okay, you know about Colby. Pretty sad here in Los Angeles.
Yeah, I see everyone pretty bummed out about it.
Yeah, seeing a helicopter go down, too, was, devastating.
God, when's the last time that happened? Probably Ricky Nelson or maybe Stevie Ray Vaughan.
Oh, that's crazy you say that, because I was with the Nelson twins on New Year's Eve.
Oh, really?
They paid homage to Ricky for the first time in history because he actually was killed New Year's Eve, so they never did that before. And they did a show, multimedia, with his, the whole story on the screen behind them as they would add songs as they go along and sing them,
Yeah.
They did it in Laguna where they spent summers with Ozzy, the grandfather, had a place out there.
Mm-hmm.
So that was interesting. He said that because it's first for them in their whole history. They've done Christmas events, but never New Year's. But they felt it was a time to do it in Laguna because they spent the summers there together. So yeah, it's unbelievable.
It's tragic. It's tragic. Well, I thank you for coming on today. This is such an honor. Thank you for taking the time today, as I should say.
My pleasure.
Yes. So, going back in time, were you drawn to music early on?
Oh, yeah. I've been playing since I can remember. I've always had an ear listening. And of course, in those days, you couldn't look at a tutorial. You kind of had to listen to the record and try to pick up what you could. You didn't really know about alternative tunings. But yes, I've been playing. I have pictures of me at maybe 4 or 5 years old with a little ukulele in my hands. And it seems like I kind of had an innate sense for it as soon as I picked up an instrument.
Mm-hmm. So your first instrument was the ukulele?
Well, this one little picture, I don't think I was playing it. I think it might have been a little toy guitar or something. It's kind of an old black and white. That's the first picture I found with me playing anything.
Mm-hmm.
But my first instrument was, I think I got an acoustic guitar. And then I tried drums for a minute. And wasn't really good at that. I could play with my hands pretty well, but not much sticks. And then started getting hooked on guitars.
Mm-hmm.
Especially in the 70s. All the Les Pauls and the SGs and the Tellys and the Hackstroms and everything else under the sun that's kind of priceless now.
Yeah. So how many instruments do you play overall?
Well, anything with strings pretty much. I played mandolin and a little banjo and ukulele a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Guitar, bass, mainly guitar. Keyboards, kind of not really good at it, but I can pound it out on a sequencer or something, I can write sequences.
Mm-hmm.
And now I mix and master a lot in my studio as well. That I have in the back of my house. And that's been incredible because in this digital age, we're able to have that $1 million studio, right?
Yeah.
Software,
Yeah. Can you play the harp?
I do play harp, yeah.
Yeah.
Not chromatic, kind of blues harp, but that's something on on the horizon. I'd love to play chromatic like Stevie Wonder or Hugh Spellman or Lee Oscar's a great harp player as well.
Mm-hmm.
And of course the classic blues guys, back with Howlin' Wolf and all.
Yeah.
Junior Walker or whatever.
Oh yeah. Junior Walker, great. Oh God, one of the most underrated, I think, of guitar players.
Oh yeah. What about Hugh Spellman?
Who?
Toots, Toots. Spellman played chromatic. Played on a few Quincy Jones records, but
okay.
He was incredible. Bluesette, you know.
Yeah.
But just chromatic's a whole different thing because you're playing like piano, so you really Stevie Wonder, please.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Mick Jagger plays a little harp himself pretty well.
I didn't realize that.
Oh yeah, like Love and Bane, all that stuff. That's Mick.
Oh yeah.
That's what Keith always said. Mick's in his best element when he's playing harp because it's one instrument he kind of plays different than anyone else, except for his voice, you know.
Yeah. Well, he picks up a guitar on stage every once in a while when he's a little burnt out from dancing around on stage.
Absolutely. Do you play instruments?
My dad was in a band, and he taught me how to play guitar when I was a kid. I could never master it because my fingers are just too fat. I can play one note, and that's about it.
See, I got short, fat fingers, but for some reason, they reach. I don't know, because I don't have the long Hendrix fingers, you know?
Yeah.
But for some reason, I don't know, because they're not made, they don't look like guitar fingers. They're definitely, like you said, a little chubby.
Mm-hmm.
Not really long, but for some reason I could dig in.
Yeah.
Who was your dad with? What band?
In the Bay Area, he had a trio called TNA, and they did a lot of covers, and they did a lot of songs that they wrote, which were terrible. They were all together. I think they were terrible, but individually, my dad's a great guitar player. He had a great bass player and great drummer, but they just didn't mesh well together, and they broke up after 2.5 years.
Now you from the Bay Area? Really?
Yeah, I'm from San Mateo, California.
Oh, really? Because, I have an affinity for the Bay Area because when I moved from the East Coast,
mm-hmm.
New Jersey, New York, end of 78,
mm-hmm.
I was led to Oakland first, and then I met some people who wound up in Marin County in San Anselmo, which had nothing to do with Lucas then. Or Star Wars. I kind of heard about it, but here I am in Fairfax at San Anselmo, Mecca. I mean, I'm looking at the Sunday Chaplain. I'm watching Terry Haggerty and Bill Chaplin. I'm watching Jerry Garcia with Mel Sanders at Rest of the Concio. I'm sitting in a bar with Bill Lesson. I mean, it was up at Monty Ballin at a church. I mean, I couldn't believe it. I guess music in my heart led me there. And I don't know. I've heard about the Bay Area, but then I discovered Marin.
Yeah.
Was where that's always been my heart. I mean, I came up there in a sense. It was just a magical time. And I don't think it's changed much either up there. They might have a Starbucks or something, but I don't think there's any Walmart's going in soon.
Well, I'll tell you, everywhere in the Bay Area, there's a lot of construction going on. They're building very unaffordable housing. The culture, I mean, it's still a drug culture, marijuana and what have you, but it's become very politically correct and very just not a place that you'd really want to hang out in for long periods of time. Just everyone's got a different opinion. Everyone excludes everyone now. I'm kind of glad I'm not there no more.
Oh, really? Well, San Mateo, I think that's the South Bay, isn't it?
Yeah, I was kind of in the South Bay, because the East Bay was Hayward and Union City and all that. Right,
because I used to go to Concord Pavilion, and of course Berkeley, and that kind of thing. But I've been to San Mateo, I'm trying to remember why. Is there something there, like a venue or something?
Oh, yeah, I mean, back in the day, in San Mateo, we used to have the Circle Star Theater in San Carlos.
Right. I worked. That's why I saw Willie. I went to see Willie Nelson there, who I've worked with before.
Yeah.
Willie used to play the Circle Star. The stage went around, right?
Yeah.
I remember now. Wow.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
It closed down.
I saw Willie for it at the Greek in Berkeley with the sun going down. Then a few months later, I was hanging out with them. You know, they became good friends. It was funny. In LA. Music always that's what happened.
Yeah, the reason why I was asking if you knew that podcast was because I'm like him. I like to engage with the guest, not just, do Q&A stuff. But, so I was reading, you had moved to LA in 78. Were you on the trajectory of becoming a rock star?
Yeah, I think I had to owe it to Led Zeppelin. Going to California, go out there with flowers in our hair,
Yeah.
California Dream. I always loved Southern rock, loved to play Allman Brothers and all that. And I knew, the Summer of Love and a lot of those bands. And even the British Invasion, which was really instrumental in us learning about our own roots and blues, because they really paid homage to that. Led Zeppelin, the Stones. They would cover songs of blues players that but maybe they had written, and you look and say, Muddy Waters, Willie Dixon, okay. We kind of discovered our own stuff in our own backyard. But yes, the California Dream was to come out, and as in the Beach Boys songs, and Led Zeppelin, it's all there. and New York and New Jersey is incredible. I mean, the people I've seen in those days, the music, you go see Led Zeppelin, and Miles Davis, and Hal Noel, and the Blue Notes all in 1 week. So it was incredibly diverse. And then we had the disco, which was incredible, the underground club scene before disco, and that was an amazing venture. But, it was time to move on in California. Always had that calling for songwriters and musicians, and the freedom of the beach and surfing, and, for weather. It was definitely very enticing.
Yeah. Did you hang out at all the rock clubs on Sunset, like the Rainbow and the Whiskey and the Roxy and all them?
Oh, to this day. Well, it started in the Bay Area. It was like Uncle Charlie's and West Picasso, and it was like Commander Cody and Huey Lewis and
Holy City Zoo.
What's that?
The Holy City Zoo.
Yeah, there was all that, like, in that particular time. What was great about Marina was, like, people were pretty laid back, and I guess a lot of musicians were pretty successful and semi-retired, so they moved to the Bay Area. Like, even David Crosby lived in Mill Valley back then.
Yeah.
After my friend just did his movie, EJ. It's got a lot of press. It was nominated, too. And, the Bay Area just attracted those kind of guys that wanted to chill out. And of course, the famous record plant in Sausalito, Fleetwood Mac. And then, of course, I come to LA in the 80s. And I live right. I meet this country singer who's passed away, Chop, Joseph, like chopping on, food. Chop. And I met two girls on the beach with my friend Fernando, who had come out here with me. New Jersey originally. But these girls on the beach, and she said, you should meet this guy. I'm having a barbecue tonight in the San Fernando Valley. You should meet this guy, Chop, great singer. And he came with a big 20-gallon hat, Martin guitar, and he just wooed me, man. He was like a big, brawling guy from Buffalo, New York. His parents owned a club there. And the head of Korg and Marshall at the time, the VP, brought him out here to have him, they believed in him, because he had the most beautiful voice. He sounded like Hank Williams, but he had a beautiful falsetto as well. He said, listen, I just moved here. You should come visit my apartment. So Fernando and I, we go to Hammond, which is the street, right down the street from Rainbow, Roxy. I mean, literally, you walk right, as you walk up the street, you see the Roxy on Sunset. And back then, it was a building. I think they actually shot a series called Switch with Robert Wagner.
Mm-hmm.
There.
Oh, yeah.
And I see Mr. T in there, and that's where Lionel Richie had a girlfriend. They had a pool jacuzzi on the roof and a tennis court. So what happened, he wasn't there that day. He wasn't home yet, and we couldn't get in, so just someone that lived there walked in, and Fidel and I had got in. We went to the rooftop and hugged at the pool and said, we want to be here. We never left. And he came home, and that was my first introduction to L.A., and we lived and had a band together. We used to play at the Palomino, and he was an incredible guy, man. I miss him to this day, and we had some great times, and that was the beginning. And I could crawl home from the Rainbow, because back then, the Rainbow, you go any given day on a Thursday, and Clapton would be there back eating dinner. You know, it was kind of crazy times, and the whole Sunset was very visceral, man. People were out walking around, and it was going on. And the Rainbow would close, but the party would continue in the lot till 4 in the morning. That was the big thing. Everybody hanging out where they parked the cars.
Mm-hmm.
That was a routine every 3-4 times a week.
Yeah.
Then of course I met Mario from Chicago, the Italian guy.
Yeah.
And me being a paisano, we hit it off. And Mike and Tony, and actually I just went to the 75th not too long ago, and they're all gone. You know, that was the last time I saw Mario and all the guys, and they're gone now. The son took it over. But in those days, man, it was unbelievable, man. Mm-hmm. You know, that whole area of the Rainbow, just walking up there, and I was so blessed to be there. And the bands, the whiskey, you know, that's when, that time, you know, of course, Poison and Motley Crue.
Yeah.
And then Red Kennedys and Joe Jackson. And
yep.
The Roxy, I knew those guys, so even though it was a full house, Mario wouldn't let me in. I was there with Mario with The Clash, which is one of the best concerts of all time. Mm-hmm. And on the encore, they pulled the drapes down. The curtains go. Have you been there? You know how the drapes go around the red velvet.
I haven't been inside the Roxy, but I've seen it from the outside.
Yeah, they tore the drapes down on the encore of The Clash, and Mario says, "Well, it's been like 30 years. I guess it's time to change the drapes on the stage." So stuff like that. But the Roxy, before it was pay to play, you know, I saw Aretha Franklin, Stevie Wonder, The Time, and just on and on, you know, King Crimson, I mean, Grand X, everybody in that little place, man. It was incredible.
Wow.
And then, you know, it comes and goes. Everything changes quickly. So, yeah, I came to live the dream, and it's been an amazing ride. You know, then, of course, we got for a job, so office supplies on Robertson Boulevard. And I met these guys, especially this guy Harry and this guy Hugh Van Patten, who was a black gentleman who had the most incredible smile, like Harry Belafonte or Sidney Poitier, a beautiful smile, and could light up a room with a smile. A very handsome dude, you know. But walks up, he's an incredible film aficionado, actor, but also a lethal martial artist. I mean, he was in Vietnam, he's Special Forces, and he worked with some incredible people, I think. They performed people. He used to, you know, I don't know what he did in his own, but I've heard things. And I started selling office supplies, and then he also had an acting school and martial arts. And I would go, we moved to his other building on Sunset. I started taking martial arts with him and acting classes. And Billy D came in once to his acting class because I guess he trained Billy for some movies. And then he goes, "You're going to be Corey D, man. Plays bass, man. Vicious bass player. And one of my best students." And he took me up to Billy D and Corey's house at that time, and it was instantaneous. Corey and I just sat down. And Corey's born in Manhattan as well, so we had diverse taste. You know, he loves the funk. I love the funk too. I mean, he you know, he was deep into the funk, but he had very diverse taste because, you know, Billy D was still married to Taruko, and she previously married to Wayne Shorter from Weather Report, so we both loved music on all fronts. sitting together, playing, it was just instant magic. As we've been doing all lives we have met before in some other time and place. And then we started rehearsing every day. That's what we love doing. Billy let us use his garage and make as much noise as we want.
Mm-hmm.
He believed in us. He said we were kind of alternative before alternative was. It was almost like Talking Heads. Funky, but we had, a lot of elements going in and out.
Right.
There were a lot of people coming in and out, play with us, drummers, and all kinds of musicians. We were open. And, it was that thing. We just loved it. People were interested. We were writing some cool stuff. And then Billy had come in one day, the garage, he stepped out to Corey's living with him, and asked Corey to go along and stand up for him and Return of the Jedi. It was just like April or something. And Corey's like, 120 degrees in Yuma? A little adamant about that. I don't know. And you and I are on a roll right now, on a creative, pinnacle here. And sure enough, I got invited to go along and continue writing and creating with Corey, so that's what we did.
Mm-hmm.
And that was amazing. I knew the magnitude of the Star Wars was. I'd seen Star Wars first in New York on Broadway,
right,
open. And, I loved Kovac in 2001.
Mm-hmm.
It was kind of, Star Wars was for everybody. Well, Lucas said it was a soap opera. So it was kind of that love triangle and all that.
Yeah.
Yeah, in space. And we get on a set on a Sunday, and everyone's off, lounging by the pool, and the very first time I meet is Peter Mayhew standing in the hot tub towering over me. And it was funny because I met his daughter just recently in Dallas.
Mm-hmm.
And I was telling her, and I knew instantaneous. So it was pretty incredible. And then Corey and I would play music at the hotels, and people were eating it up. But then being in the desert 12-hour days, it was like half-hour out, driving out there every day, about 45 minutes, where the solid pit was, and job was, the ship and everything, and the skiff was built in the middle of the desert like a big facade. I'm sure you've seen pictures.
Mm-hmm.
And it was, the sand would shift and go away, and there was a lot of waiting around. And I was very grateful to be there because I had all the amenities, being with Billy and Corey, and fascinating stories, hanging out with Kenny Baker and Stuart Freeborn and Harrison and Kerry and everyone else. And Billy was amazing. But at the same time, I was getting a little restless. I wanted to do something because everyone's busy working. And the producer took us out one night, Howard Kazanjian, I think, just Billy, Corey, and I, at this little restaurant in Yuma, which that's the town in a blink of an eye. So it was so small back then.
Mm-hmm.
And I said to Howard, listen, I will work for free, but give me something to do out there, and I'll do it. And the next day, Corey and I show up, and they made me the Gamorrean Guard.
Mm-hmm.
They made Corey Klaatu. And I it was hot, but I said, this is pretty amazing. They put some footsteps on the ground for me to follow. And I know Luke and I were going to go at it, Luke Skywalker. And I was going to go into the pit. And I just focused. Well, once the mask was on, my peripherals were gone, so I just focused on what I had to do at hand. And then Julius before went into the pit. And, of course, I knew there was other guards around with Jabba down at the lair and all that. So I didn't think much of it. But Billy did take some pictures of us with the mask off, and I just was happy to be there. I knew it was amazing.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't think, I thought it was just great to be that character. But then 10 years ago when that picture surfaced, the mask off, that's when the fans went crazy and said, you got killed by Luke? You went into the pit, even though I physically didn't go to the pit. I did have to fight with Luke.
Yeah.
You're the single guy in the most pivotal seat, so I guess to the fans, I'm the poster child and the toy. Even those other guys, Mickey Beers, and a lot of other people I go out with,
Yep.
they had a host of characters. I was just a musician who got lucky to play that one character, that specific little time window there, and it's out of control. It's like, Corey and I can't believe it to this day. control it is. So who knew?
Yeah.
For 25 years, I had no idea the magnitude of what it would be now. And going around the world signing autographs and becoming Gamorrean Sound, my label, and my studio, and how it all ties in. It's just unbelievable. And my logo, playing my guitar, and it's just, I couldn't see it then, but now it makes perfect sense.
How hot was that costume, and you had no desire to do any more movies after that?
Well, I never really pursued acting, but I always hung out with a lot of actors. Like, the costume was hot as hell. They kept putting a blow dryer in my mouth. And when I took the top half off, they had to hold me up. The bottom half was quite heavy. And it was, it was hot as hell, but I was up on the sail. There was sails over us, and there was a little breeze, but it was 120 with a blow dryer, and you didn't really think about this stuff. You just thought about getting through it, and doing it. Especially I'm not looking at cameras. I don't know what cameras are hitting me. It's not like an actor doing a scene with lines that he's going to talk to the camera or in some kind of direction. He should just follow these footsteps, and Mark's going to, fight with you. Luke.
Yeah.
He's protecting Princess Leia, and he comes up, and he axes me, and I go over into the pit. They're just for 1,000 years. And, it's pretty amazing. People ask if I stole the costume. I said, are you kidding?
Yeah.
Yeah, I took it home, everything. Back on the plane. I did get a mask, though, made from Chris Stevens.
Was there any mechanical wires in it?
No.
Oh.
The only makeup we wore was a black rings around my eyes. That's one thing you could see. Chris Stevens made my mask. He's out of Ireland. He's the best I've seen. Closest. It's not so green. It's more distressed. There's a lot of they make it very green. Almost look like the Tenor toy. Lime green, with the mask is more brownish green. Chris, I got a can came really close. But at the end, he goes, do you want me to put doll eyes in or keep the eyes open? I kept the eyes open because they actually were my eyes. But no wirings at all, no. Not like PPO.
So,
yes.
Yeah, so you focused on music. I listened to a couple of your songs and stuff. I liked Silent Heart. It reminds me of Pink Floyd's Wish You Were Here with a little bit of 90s alternative rock like Counting Crows. It's a really good song. I like it.
Thank you very much. A lot of people say Pink Floyd, and I take that with pride.
Yeah.
Actually, I worked at...
Oh, that's good. Yeah, that's good. So January 31st and February 1st, you'll be at the Hollywood Show in Burbank, California. Have you done this show before, and do you enjoy doing signings?
I love these signings. I love to go all over the world. The past 10 years have been amazing for that, because the people are amazing out there. They're just great fans, great people. The 501st who dress up like all the characters and get out there. They've been incredible. Support everywhere you go, and I love it. And to get to the Hollywood show, I did a Hollywood show with Project Wish Upon a Star. Kids with cancer and stuff. And I worked at Stan Lee shows with them, and I've done the Hollywood show with them, which is normally at the LAX airport. It'll be the first time in Burbank.
That's what I heard, yeah.
So I'm working with David, the promoter. I worked with before two Project Wish Upon a Star was a guest for them. With non-profit stuff, posters. This is the first time I'm doing with David and Burbank. And his show's very unique, though, because I see people, like last time Angie Dickinson was next to me. She hung out. I'm from Hoboken and Rochford. And she hung out with the Rat Pack. So it's great to see people like that. People at the Hollywood show you really don't see anywhere else much, especially in the Star Wars and Star Trek universe. Mind you, I do shows where, I see Lonnie Anderson and Mary Ann from Gilligan's Island, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Or you wonder what happened to. And it's a big subculture for signings, and people are nostalgic and want that. But the Hollywood show's exciting because there's always really cool people. Actually, the last years ago, I had another kismet moment when I moved out here because I met a hairdresser with my friend. I think the first week I was in L.A. He said, we're shooting a movie called Fade to Black on Hollywood Boulevard in front of the Chinese Theater. And Dennis Christopher's the star. And this girl from Australia is playing Marilyn Monroe. Her name will lose me right now. He said, I cut her hair. Maybe you should come to the set at night and check it out and meet her. So we go. And Dennis Christopher at the time did Chariots of Fire or Beat. Or the Chariots of Fire is pretty popular. And then he did Breaking Away. He's the cyclist, Tour de France. I don't know if you ever saw those.
Which one?
Breaking Away.
Oh yeah, with Dennis Christopher, Randy Quaid, Daniel Stern. Oh, that's a great movie.
But Dennis Christopher was the star of the Fade to Black. We used to obsess Marilyn Monroe.
Yeah, I like that movie actually.
Okay, so the first week I'm here, I'm on that set in front of Chinese Theater, and my friend and I are in one of the hair and makeup trailer, and the guy says, listen, they need some extras. You guys want to be in the film? So I said, wow, this is amazing. Yeah, of course. Yeah. So I'm a Channel 9 News team journalist. And at the end, Dennis he kidnaps a Marilyn Monroe, Linda Carriage. He kidnaps her, dresses her up like her, and then after him, he's on top of the Chinese Theater, and I guess they kill him and he falls down to his death. At that point, Channel 9 News team, we go out and say, reporting it. He's dead there. And I'm saying, wow, the first week in L.A., I'm in a movie in front of the Chinese Theater. Who knew? This is incredible. So I'm excited. I tell everyone. And in those days, it takes like a year to get everything out. So finally comes out. All my friends back east and friends all over, excited. They go see it. And of course, the very end comes, and as Christopher's falling off the Chinese Theater, but never hits the ground. So we got cut out completely.
Oh.
So I said, if ever I meet Dennis Christopher, I'm going to tell him that story. And sure enough, last year, he was at the Hollywood show. Yeah. I told him the story. My first week here, I got in the movie. I was so excited. And we got cut out. And he was really gracious. He's from Philly, so we connected, and I got to share that with him finally.
Nice. Did he laugh?
Oh, he's great. He said to my favorite actor, co-actor that never made it into the film, and he actually had a picture of on the ground when he's dead on the ground.
Yeah.
So it's just the Hollywood show is memorable for stuff like that because you never know who's going to be there.
Yeah.
It's a fun thing.
Yeah, unfortunately, I can't make it to this one, but I'll be there in May because I'm going to the horror convention Monsterpalooza that same weekend, and it'll be my first experience going to the Hollywood show, and I'm looking forward to it. But next time you're in California doing a signing, I'll try to make it there because I go back to the Bay Area. I go to Sacramento. I go to L.A. Everywhere that has cons. We have like one con here, and it's like once a year.
I'm open now too because I'm actually have a few agents that's representing myself in a lot of ways because that's how it's become.
Yeah.
I mean, my other agent, working Billy and Corey got me into it, or thank you very much, but it just kind of changes and you get a lot of opportunities from different things, and I've been booking a lot of shows from word of mouth, and I'm open to any show too.
Yeah, they're fun.
I was doing a lot for Fresno and Visalia, and Bakersfield. I'm doing another Bakersfield, and I was doing that for quite a few years. My friend Pete up there, he was instrumental in getting me other jobs. I met at one show, and he does a show, and I was going up there a lot because I could either drive or take a train. It was like just a little weekend, and it was great for a while, but then I had to take a break because I was doing it so much, I love to do Silicon Valley and like you're saying, up in Reading, those kind of things. I like to do a show up in Mount Shasta, I think.
Yeah.
So, those are always cool, the small towns, because you never know. I mean, I did a show at a comic store in Visalia, and the town was desolate. There's nobody there.
Yeah.
And I get to the store, nobody's at the store, except people blowing it. And sure enough, 6 p.m., the whole town came out, out of nowhere.
Mm-hmm.
The whole in that store. So I love that kind of stuff.
Yeah, they're a lot of fun. Well, Stephen, I thank you so much for coming on today, and I hope you have a great time at the show. And like I said, in the future, when you're at another signing in California, I'll be there.
Well, definitely. Thank you. I look forward to meeting you. And if you want to cut this down a little, feel free. Because I thought we were just kind of getting to know each other.
Well, they want to hear you. They don't want to hear me.
Well, if I go on and on, please, at your discretion, you can edit it to make it sound, like a song. It's slow.
Yeah, you had some great stories today, and I thank you so much. And I hope you have a great night.
You too, brother. Well, thank you so much. And send me a link when it goes up.
Absolutely.
All right, thank you so much, brother. And I look forward to meeting you.
My pleasure. Same here.
Right.
Okay.
Take care, brother. Bye.
Bye-bye. Well, there you have it. Stephen Costantino. Ain't he a cool dude? Oh my God, I love musicians. Great stories, great anecdotes. Guy has had quite a life. I mean, come on, he was in the original Star Wars trilogy, one of them, Return of the Jedi. He's in one of the original ones. That's fucking awesome. If you like this video, everyone, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Add me as a friend on Facebook. Join my Tommy Kovac comedian page on Facebook. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram and all that fun stuff. Well, that's all the time we have this week on Splat from the Past. Until next time, this is Tommy Throwback Kovac saying, there's no shame in living in the past, because the present sucks. Later, dudes. May the Force be with you.